So this is chapter 2, lesson 2. I'm sorry, chapter 6, lesson 2, page 222, creating a text layer, step number 1. So what we need to do now, we need to create a text layer. The book tells you to change the workspace to text. Mine's already on text. And the positioning of my panels may differ a little bit than yours, just because of the my window resolution is too small, too low, which means that everything is bigger on my screen. So I'm not gonna necessarily change all the time to the workspace that they tell me, but in this case it works. I'm gonna right click on the timeline panel. Right click on, this is the timeline on the bottom, right click on it. I'm going to choose new, and we're going to select text. So this is going to be another layer, but this is a text layer. I'm going to type in we're going to type in, let me see here, did they tell me to go somewhere? No, point to new, click text. So I guess I need to, oh shoot, hold on, let me redo this, right, new, text. And I'm supposed to type in news 6. News 6. And then control enter, which exits on that. I'm going to have selection handles, and on the character panel, mine is over here and it's collapsed when I expand it. On my character panel, and if you don't have panels in here, chances are you can just go and open it somewhere. Character, right there. But on the workspace text, on my screen is actually on the right hand side. I'm going to choose font to be Verdana, which is already in there. The style is bold. And the color fill is white. So click on this and it put 6 Fs in there. This is a hexadecimal color code for white. Click OK. And the font size is 30 pixels. Okay, so put in 30 on the character panel there. So Verdana, bold style, color white, size 30. And so your screen should look something like this. And then let's save your file, Control S to save. And then move on. On page 224, we're going to be adding a layer effect to the text. So I'm going to, at this point, oh no, they don't tell me to do anything yet. So anyways, I'm going to go to the Effects and Presets panel. Effects and Presets panel right here. Notice that my type is still selected. On this, they want you to search the drop shadow effect. So I'm just going to type on the search bar, drop shadow. And you see that shows up there. And I'll double click the drop shadow to apply this effect to what's selected on the monitor. So double click, drop shadow, boom. He also opens the dialog box on the Effect Controls panel. And now I can change some of the attributes to this. But before we do that, we want to be able to see what's happening. So I'm going to click and drag News 6 all the way down to my rectangle. Okay, and you notice that I already have a drop shadow in here. It's already been applied. My settings are shadow color is black, opacity 50%, direction is 0 pixels, 135 degrees, distance is 5, softness is 0, and that's that. Okay, so quickly I already have a drop shadow on my type. Save. And now we're going to bring footage to this. So we're going to go back to the project tab, and we need to bring, I I was working on this yesterday, so I guess I already have it. So I'm going to erase this. Yours should look like mine. There's only a composition at this point, and this composition BUG holds this shape that we drew and applied some embossing filters and stuff. It also contains the type layer. So we have two things in this BUG composition that is on the frame. But we're going to bring in another asset. I'm going to go to, oh shoot, my bad. It was supposed to be already there. If yours is not there yet, then I'm going to go and file import this right away, really quick. You should have US 11 right here. US in chapter 2 data files in the M drive. You already did this, and you should have this already there. Okay? And you pay attention to the project panel that it tells you that the duration of the clip is actually 2 seconds. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click this asset and we're going to bring into the composition. And it's going to snap to the center when you bring it in. So let go. And at this point you actually see nothing. Let me bring my CTI. If you look at my composition, my timeline panel for the composition, you notice that my timeline playhead is somewhere in between 4.5 seconds, 4.5 seconds, almost 5. I need to bring the CTI all the way to the beginning here, because if you look at my screen, I have my 2-second footage right there. And when I mouse over it and CTI actually touches it, it displays on the screen. Now we get to the point in which, hold on, I'm going to zoom out. And this is not on the book, so you need to pay attention to this, because this is what I was talking about. My footage, this JPEG file, is only 2 seconds in length. So I need to do the enable time remapping at this point. Okay? So with the picture selected, the JPEG selected, I'll right click on the monitor, I'll go to time, and I'll choose enable time remapping. Again, you have to have the right thing selected. Okay? So I'm going to do it again. I'll make sure that my layer, my US 10-11 JPEG layer is actually active. I'll click once on the footage, and that actually shows me anchor handle points on the monitor for the composition. I'll right click there. I'll go to time, and I'll click on enable time remapping. Boom. So what that does, it allows me now to go to the edge of the footage and click and drag and make it longer. And now expand the duration of this footage all the way to the end of this title animation, the composition. All the way to 7 seconds. So I'm going to go all the way to the edge here. Boom. 7 seconds. You also see that there are 2 keyframes in there. And I'll drag the second one all the way to the edge at the end. So now when you drag the CTI across the timeline, you're going to notice that it comes in as the night footage. And at 3.5 seconds, it's going to switch to the daylight footage. That's what you want. Okay, so for some reason, those instructions for enable time remapping are not on the book, but it was certainly done at one point. We're going to now, the problem is now that we don't see the news layer with our shape. Okay, so, and that's because this image layer, the JPEG layer, is on top of everything else covering it. So we want to basically just make sure that we click and drag this layer, point somewhere on top of its name, and click and drag it down all the way so that the dark line is underneath the last layer, and let go. And that actually will reveal the other 2 layers from underneath. At this point, we're going to go and hide this title action save guides and any other guide and grid that you have. I'll leave the guides on. And this is what it should look like to you. Okay? Control S to save.